Hello, my name is Lewis and welcome to Gathering the Magic. Today we're looking at a $30 budget Slicer Hired Muscle deck tech. This 3/4 transformer has more than meets the eye, double strike haste, and at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player take control of Slicer until end of turn. If you do, untap Slicer, goad it, and it can't be sacked this turn. If you don't convert it, the reverse side, High Speed Antagonist, has Living Metal, First Strike Haste, and when it deals combat damage to a player, convert it at the end of combat. This deck is all about ramping to get Slicer out as soon as possible, protecting Slicer, and going all Voltron to slice through your opponents for the win.
I see what you did there.
Now, let's get straight into the budget brew. As always, we're starting off the deck tech hot with all of that ramp. First up we have Desperate and Pyretic Ritual to both add 3 mana. We have Red Staple Seething Song to add 5 red mana to your mana pool, and Mana Geyser to add a red mana for each tap land your opponents control. There's Simian Spirit Guide that we can discard to add a red mana, and Liquimetal Torque to add a colourless. We've added Fire Diamond that ETBs tapped, later allowing to tap for a red mana, and Felwar Stone to add 1 mana of any colour that a land an opponent controls could produce. Plenty of ramp in this deck is key. Slicer is the main part of the plan, and other creatures in this deck are limited, so having him out converted as soon as possible is essential. There's Mind Stone to add a colourless, also having as his secondary option to sack for some card draw, and Thought Vessel to add another colourless, this time giving us no maximum hand size. There's classic card Arcane Signet to add a red, and finally we have Soul Ring, because Soul Ring. Before we get onto all that equipment, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe down below for all things MTG. Subscribing is completely free to do, and it helps our channel grow and grow as we head towards 5,000 subscribers. Another way to help support the channel is to use our referral code Gathering-Third-Magic when signing up to Card Market. Shout out to Legacy Tom for using our code. You'll love to see it. So now we're looking at everything we're going to attach onto Slicer. First up is Hero's Blade to give a quick creature +3/+2. Whenever a legendary creature ETBs under your control, you may attach the blade directly to it. And Dueling Rapier with Flash that when ETBs, attach it to a creature you control. A quick creature gets +2/+0. There's Tenza Godo's Maul. This is a quick creature gets +1/+1. As long as it's legendary, it gets an additional +2/+2. As long as it's red, it has Trample. That's triple the love for our pal Slicer. And Thram Power Suit, that says a quick creature gets +1/+1 for each aura or equipment attached to it, and has Ward 2. There's Cliffhaven Kite Sail, that when ETBs, attach it to target creature you control, giving it flying. And Zephyr Boots, to again give Slicer flying. And when it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. We have Gold Vein Pick to give a quick creature +1/+1, and when it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. And Sticky Fingers to also get you a treasure token, whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage, also giving it menace. When a quick creature dies, draw a card. Following any Voltron strategy, this deck is equipment high. Have all those ways to pump up our commander, and soon we'll be at that 21 commander damage for the win. Next is Mask of Memory, that says when a quick creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a card. And Rogue's Gloves, also drawing a card when a quick creature deals combat damage to a player. To get that damage straight through, we have Trailblazer's Boots to give a quick creature non-basic landwalk, and Vorak Battlehorns to give a quick creature trample and can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. There's Prowler's Helm that says a quick creature can't be blocked except by walls, and Explorer's Scope that says whenever a quick creature attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the field tapped. Onto the final 5, there's O Naginata that can only be attached to a creature with power 3 or greater. A quick creature gets +3/+0 and trample. And Prying Blade to give a quick creature +1/+0. When a quick creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. We have Strength Testing Hammer that says when a quick creature attacks, roll a 6-sided die. That creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the result. Then if it has the greatest power or tied for the greatest power, draw a card. And Madcap Skills to give enchanted creature +3/+0 and menace. Lastly, there's Infiltration Lens that says whenever a quick creature becomes blocked by a creature, you may draw 2 cards. We've seen that equipment, now let's look at our ways to protect and have some surprise boosting attacks. First up is Bolt Bend that costs 3 less to cast if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. And Chef's Kiss to gain control of target spell that targets only a single permanent or player. Copy it, then reselect the targets at random for the spell and the copy. The new targets can't be you or a permanent you control. There's Wild Ricochet that says you may choose new targets for target instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell and choose new targets for the copy. and Wheel's Reversal to choose target spell or ability with one or more targets. Roll a d20 and add the greatest power among creatures you control. 1 to 14 says you may choose new targets for that spell or ability. 15 plus allows you to also copy it and choose new targets for the copy. We need to keep Slicer on the board, so any of those spells or abilities our opponents have to remove him, we need to make sure we have the option to respond. There's Unleash Fury to double the power of target creature until end of turn, and Slowbad, Goblin Tinkerer, that says sack an artifact, target artifact gains indestructible until end of turn. We have Barge In to give target attacking creature +2/+2 until end of turn, each attacking non-human creature gains trample until end of turn. And Raise the Effigy to destroy target artifact or give target attacking creature +2/+2 until end of turn. There's Brute Force and Built to Smash to give target creature +3/+3 until end of turn. Built to Smash says if it's an artifact creature, it gains trample until end of turn. Having many quick instants to boost Slicer are key. Not only will he be goaded attacking every turn, but you can keep powering him up and bring that commander damage win home. There's Brute and Titan Strength to give target creature +3/+1 until end of turn. Brute gives target creature trample, and Titans allows you to scry one. We've added Run Amok to give target attacking creature +3/+3 and trample until end of turn, and Invigorated Rampage to give target creature +4/+0 and trample until end of turn. Or 2 target creatures get +2/+0 and trample until end of turn. For the final 3 there's Welding Jar that can be sacked to regenerate Slicer if needed, and Disrupt Decorum to goad all creatures you don't control. What better way to protect yourself than to have every creature temporarily not swinging at you? And to round up all this protection, how can we not finish with Swiftfoot Boots to give equipped creature hexproof and haste? As always, before we finish up with those lands, we're looking at the best of the rest in this budget brew. First up is Foundry Inspector to make artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and Dictate of the Twin Gods that says if a source would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. We have Kedis Emberclaw Familiar that says whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. And Abrade to deal 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. We have Humble Defector to tap and draw 2 cards. Target opponent gains control of Humble Defector, activating only on your turn. And Cathartic Reunion to draw 3 cards. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard 2 cards. There's Faithless Looting to draw 2 cards, then again discard 2 cards with that lovely flashback option. And Tormenting Voice to draw 2 cards. Again, in order to cast this spell, we must discard a card first. For the final 5 cards, we have Big Score and Unexpected Windfall to draw 2 cards and create 2 treasure tokens. And as per, in addition to cast these spells, we must first discard a card. There's Similar Sorcery, Seize the Spoils to draw 2 cards and create 1 treasure token, first discarding a card to cast the spell. And Kazul's Toll Collector, with a free option to attach target equipment you control onto Kazul's Toll Collector. Lastly, there's Kazul himself, that says whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, if you're the defending player, create a 3/3 red ogre creature token, unless that creature's controller pays 3. Now it's time to round off this budget brew with all of those lands. And with it being a super budget brew, we have it as simple as it can get. We're starting off with 37 of those basic mountain, and a Rogue's Passage to have that extra means of making Slicer unblockable. There we have it, that is the $30 budget Slicer Hive Muscle deck tech. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe down below for all things MTG. Check out our link tree in the description below for all of our affiliate links. For now though, I'm all tapped out, so I'll see you in the next video.